This week in 3D Archery, I'm going to take you behind the scenes and how I set up and did everything for the Oktoberfest. Hey everybody, welcome to 3D Archery. Greg here. Alright, I came up with the idea for this Oktoberfest, to play off of Oktoberfest, after I went to Germany and Austria and I shot their courses. And their courses, well, very similar. Their whole approach to it is different than Americans. And I just had a ball. And I thought about it, why can't we do that here? I show everybody how much fun it is. So I approached the club and I told them about it, and as we're talking about it, I go, in September here they have a barbecue, and that would have been perfect. Combine it with a barbecue. Well, I got some resistance. A couple of people go, well, it's September and October. How can you have an Oktoberfest in September? Didn't want to break the news to them that in Germany Oktoberfest starts in September. But you know what? Not going to argue with anybody. Not going to get a fight. But they did give me a date, and it's October 13th. Unfortunately, it's in the middle of hunting season. So I'm already limiting myself. One, hunting season. Number of people that can come is going to be much lower. And two, I'm doing it as a trad-only event. Now, why did I do it trad-only? Mainly because of the targets, and we'll get into that in a second. So I got the idea for it, and I had to do my first step. And the first step was to see what it is that I have for targets. And what I did is I went to their storage room, pulled every single target out, took a picture of it, inventoried it, and graded it as in poor, good, fair. Alright, actually it's poor, fair, and good. Alright, and I made a list, put it on an Excel sheet. Then I knew what I had to work with. Then I started looking at the course. And the course, right here, it's a 1 mile loop. Currently it has 34 stations, and I didn't want to really play with it a whole lot because that's going to eat up a lot of time. And I had a limited number of days for me to do the work on here. And the other thing I want to do is I was going to do all the work. Why? Because Scott and Brian, who work here at Tayugi, they do all the work all the time. They do every shoot. I wanted them to have a shoot where they had to do nothing but show up. Alright, so that's how it got going. I wanted to copy it, get it going. So I'll show you some fun things, and I'll show you some tips and all that, things I learned along the way. While doing my inventorying, got all the animals, assigned them antlers and horns, and I found a ton of spare antlers and horns. So much so that I filled a box with them. So, in a way I'm helping the club because I'm cleaning things up. We're finding what goes with each other and what doesn't. You're going to see as I take you out and show you the targets what I mean by that, because some targets actually don't have heads. Another thing about the inventory, I ended up with part of a leg, another part of a leg, and a third part of a leg. Ended up with an extra doe head. And this one was pretty cool because this is pretty old. This is one of the oldest 3D targets you'll see. It's a bobcat, mountain lion, cougar. But he's old. He's not that Ultimate Kins or anything like that. He's pretty neat. I'm trying to figure out a way to use him, to do something with him, and I'll show you something that Scott did here, which really makes me laugh. So I told you found those extra heads. Well, I had one more, and the guy, Scott, it was a really good head. So he mounted it like that. You know what? It's all for fun. So that's one of the things. Now, a couple things about the shoot. You're gonna see me bouncing all around, but it's just because that's how I'm doing this whole film on the fly. Promotion, marketing. That's where every club I would give 99.9999999% a failure grade on, including ours. Clubs don't market the right way. So how did I market this? Well, I put an event on Facebook and I promoted it. And I paid $30 to get so many views and all that. I got like 2,000 exposures, 1,000 things like this. I got, I think it's 50 or 60 interested. I got 16 that said they're going. I got that. I also went to the forums. Traditional Archery Society, Hudson Valley Sportsman's, Trad Gang, Leather Wall, Archery Talk, posted it on there. It's all for free. Then I also went on to all the local radio, TVs, and newspapers, the community calendars and things like that, made an event. I went to Eventful, made an event for that. I went to the local tourism thing, made an event on that. I made events everywhere I could online, and guess what? Every one so far has been free. I also have a list of all the local archery clubs, stores, and I printed up a flyer, put it in the mail, and mailed it to them. So I'm trying to get the word out. Now, marketing, what they always tell you is you got to know your market, and you pinpoint your focus, your marketing on it, right? But that doesn't work well when you don't know your market. And I didn't know my market. So what I'm doing what's called the shotgun approach. I'm just spreading stuff everywhere, hoping to catch a few people. And speaking of marketing, I'm going to show you something that every club should do, which most of us don't. All right, everybody. The thing you should do is they have this board. I haven't changed it yet. Instead of outdoor partners, I want to say upcoming events. But you can see my flyer right there for the Oktoberfest. That's the one I mailed out to everybody. So this is October. We have one more shoot coming up, and that's the zombie shoot. So this is part of my yard display that I have. I brought it up here, put it out. I put the flyer letting people know about it. You gotta promote your events. Just putting a flyer out doesn't work. Gotta do something to get their attention. So I put one here, take you inside, and I'll show you my other one. This is like the eating area for the event. What I'm doing, if I haven't told you, which I know I haven't, I said that. So it's $20. Includes a 3D shoot, a free beer, and a brat, tying into the Oktoberfest theme. But here's the promotion for the next one. I got the little display to catch your eye, the poster telling you about it. Now on the tables, we're going to have the club brochure on it, and on all the tables I got flyers for it. I got them on the doors, I got them everywhere I can get my hands on. I'm putting up a flyer for the next event. You're probably saying, well, Greg, that's overkill. It's not. Studies have shown that it takes people up to 7 times of seeing something before they remember it or they'll act on it. So putting your ad out there once doesn't do it. You got to keep putting it out there, keep putting it out there, and keep putting it out there. All right, so that's some of the marketing. So you can see with my marketing, not only on this event was it the 3D shoot, but I'm offering a free beer, a free brat, and a chance to win a second free beer. So I'm trying to tie it in. I'm trying to get their interest just to come to the event to show them how much fun 3D archery is. All right, so that's my marketing aspect. We got it all covered inside here. We got the kitchen right over there where they're going to have breakfast sandwiches. And then in the afternoon, the people come in and get their free food. And then we're going to take you out. I'm going to break down the course and show you my thought process behind it and show you some of the tricks and all that I did to make it happen. Oops, forgot one thing. Signage. This goes out in the street letting everybody knows where our event is. You know, just putting nothing out there. You got to have signs all around letting people know how to get to your event. I am huge on signage. I made this one up for the club here. I think it's pretty simple. You got the outline of the bear. It says 3D archery shoot with an archery arrow pointing where it is. All right. Now with that out of the way, let's get going out there and I'll show you my course. All right, another thing that they do in Germany is they put in break stations drinks and all that, and a lot of times they have beer. So I'm going to have a special station for that, but we're going to have drinks out there. Got 2 coolers. I put out benches, and something I got from George Herman from Wordlekill. So I went out and bought a thing of candy. We'll put it in the cooler and put it out throughout course so people can stop and grab something to munch on. You know what? I make it free. I believe in making it free. Other clubs believe to charge $1. But I know how much water costs. Sam's Club, I used to buy, I think it was the whole thing, 30 of them for $4. All right, so you're always making money, but you know what? Got to give back. Got to give back. That's my big deal. All right, so that's another thing. Putting out break stations, which I'll show you out on the course. All right, everybody, I'm walking out. You can see this is the pavilion right behind me. That's where everybody's going to sign in, find out what's going on. Inside off over to here. That's where the breakfast area is, where I showed you some of that stuff. But what I'm doing now is I'm going to walk out, so they're done. They can come out to the practice range. Now my practice range, I don't really think they need to practice with 115 targets. I'm debating on putting the floating ball right down there. But we need electricity, and they used to have it in a storage shed over here, but they took it down for safety concerns. So now I have no way to get my power out there. So this is going to be a late day time decision of just leave the practice range open and put the ball inside. Don't know which, but that's one of the things I got to think about. Yeah, day before, and we still haven't nailed that part down. But that's the things you got to do. You know, you got to think about those things, every little detail. All right, let me take you over and show you the shed. All right, everybody, here we are by the shed. I'll show you a couple things I did just for giggles. I took the antlers and the horns. I mounted them up there like they're hunting trophies. I seen that in Austria, and I thought it was pretty funny. Here is the only target I did not use. It's a wood chuck that they patched with foam. You know, they just use it as a spare, whatever. That is the only target that I'm not using. But there are a couple other parts that I'm not using too. This is a stump that goes for the grizzly bear. You'll see him out on the gotta go target. And this is the rock for the leopard. Besides that, it's all been used. And I'll take you inside and I'll show you what I mean. All right, everybody, here it is. This is normally filled with animals. The only thing left in here is the saddle, which we'll put out tomorrow morning. These are all the shooting stakes. I pulled them all out, every single one. I pulled out all the station markers. That was a lot of work. Pulled all those out. I took everything out of the course because I'm making it totally different. So here it is. I got the rebar right back here is the floating ball. Don't know if I'm going to use it. So that shows you how much. Think about that. That was filled with animals, and I pulled them out. And I had to repair 15 to 20 of them. And while we're on the course and showing the different targets, I'll talk about how I repaired them. All right, now we'll hit that course. All right, everybody, this is the start of the course. Remember what I said, signage? I'm a big believer. See that sign? A lot of people have signs that says 3D course starts here and things like that, but I wanted a little different. I put, which is true, the fun starts here with an arrow pointing that way. Now, something else I did is I made this over here. Just a little welcome sign. So this is welcome to Yogi Bowman. Signage, everywhere you can put it, put it. There's no such thing as too much signage. All right, so you see I came over here. Now you're probably saying, Greg, you know, the course is a mile long. And you walked this how many times? You had to walk a massive amount of miles. Well, I did. But I also didn't. You know why? Because this place has a quad. And that made life much easier. All right, we're going to target 1 right now. Remember what I talked about signage? This is the arrow telling them to go this way for the first target. I set that down there. It says in, out, letting them know what it is. And then you can see up the hill, they're going to go up to here. So right here is my first target, and you're going to like this one. First target. Instead of giving target numbers, which is fine, I gave every target a name. And I added 2 antlers on it, buck fever. So, there they are. There is 9 bucks out there. There's the mule deer, the cheap shooter buck, there's the booner buck, there's the feeding deer on the right, sorry, the left, there's another one way back on the left, and there's a bedded deer on the left. And on the right I got a feeding deer, another brown one, and another one. Move it over a little bit. There you go. I'm going to take in and show you the deer because some of these I had to do a lot of work on. So this is the bedded deer, but it's really not a bedded deer. It's one in which the legs broke off and it was no longer good, but the body's in decent shape. You know what? So what they did, I didn't actually do this, guy did, he cut the legs off. And that's how we made it. And the buck fever, I found all those antlers in there, so I figured, you know what? Everybody's going to be a buck on this one. So that's one of the tricks we did. It's really simple to do. I'll show you a couple more. This target, without a doubt, has seen better days. He was actually behind the shed just laying in the grass. And I pulled him out, I looked at him, and they repaired him with great stuff. And you know what? It's a fun shoot. It's not a competition shoot. So I put him out here in the bush. You don't have to shoot all 9, but you can. So I put him there. Now the booner buck's really good shape, and he's actually the farthest one. I think he's like 22 yards. And I'm going to take you over and show 2 more and show you some of the work that we had to do on these. All right, and this one required a lot of work. And I learned this from a guy, Keith Ladd, on a Facebook group. And normally people just put great stuff in there. You know, but that doesn't last long. But what I found is I was able to take an old target. It was actually a hindquarter section. They didn't have the rest of the target, and I cut it up I carved this out, put it in there, glued it in, and then put great stuff over it. So now this is a very solid target. It doesn't look the greatest of quality because of the great stuff, but with the great stuff I can file it, sand it, and shape it how I want. I really enjoyed that. So this target is going to last at least 2 more years. Now if you notice the one behind it, the head doesn't go with the body, but we couldn't find the proper head to go with that body. So, what you do with anything else, how do you hide flaws and defects? That's right, distance. You put them farther out so people can't see them as well. I learned that from my Halloween displays and from Hollywood. If it's some detail they don't want you to see, they put it far away. Simple little trick. Like you ever see a Hollywood prop up close, you're gonna say, man, that's really cheesy. So there it is, target 1. Right? Buck fever. I wanted something special. 9 deer. This is not normal spot where they shoot. This is an access trail, but I thought it was perfect. Like the deer are coming out of the trail. You're hiding behind the bush. You pop out and you can take your shot at them. Target 2, Zombieville. This all started from their Undead Fred by Delta McKenzie. And I looked at him and he was wearing out. He just didn't look right. A zombie. So I went out, took him home, painted him gray and purple like decaying flesh, threw a shirt on him, and we put him out here like that. And then Scott put up his plywood tombstones, and I go, well, you know what? I can give you some of mine. So I gave him my Zombieville sign for my Halloween display, a couple of my tombstones. Then I made out the 3 skulls, and I took some pink insulation foam to make some look like they got a body, threw a shirt on them. So in this one, you got 4 targets. Right, you got your primary one, which is Undead Fred, and I put it up there so they know. Bonus target, 3 skulls. So they're in the 2nd target, and they're already at 13 shots they can take. Don't have to, but just give them an option. So there it is, everybody, from the side, and I'm going to move over and show you the shot you're going to have to make, which is right there on the stake. So you can see you're going to have to thread the needle. That's the hole. I want to give everybody a little something. Target 4, custom made signs. I'm big on them. I love them. Tells you what it is, right? Pull you over. There's an arrow letting you know where to go. It tells you an in out. And there's your shot. Just like that. So that's another one. Number 4, that's one of my few singles that on the whole course. The other thing I'm a big proponent of is break areas. And simple bench works great. Put them out every 10 targets or so. Give people a chance to take a break. And the reason I put it here, because in the next target, they got 7 different targets they can shoot at. So there might be a backup. So let people sit down and relax. Another thing you think about, break areas. All right, the next one, 6 I think it is turkey time. There's 7 turkeys out here. I have 2 strutting turkeys in the woods. The closest one's missing a head, so that's why I put them in the woods. The farthest one, I got a branch right by the target area. Had a little challenge. I got the one right here facing us. I got another white strucking, a domestic one in the back. The one there. I have one here. And then we cut this branch down and we put one up on the branch. And as I'll zoom in for you and I'll show you. I think that's going to be a cool shot. And so people don't panic so much, I put it in front of a big tree just in case they miss, so they don't lose an arrow. Look at that turkey. There he is. So you can see him up off the ground, and that's what I wanted. You know, just everything's on the ground, on the ground, on the ground, down by the ground. I want a few up in the air. Let's give them a challenge. Let's have some fun with this. All right, turkey time. Pretty good shot. 7 targets. So we're racking them up really fast. This one's called Jurassic Hunt, and they had 2 dinosaurs, tiny stegosaurus, which I made a heavy quartering shot, and the hardiosaur back there. I actually wanted to put the hardiosaur on the other side of the rock, but couldn't get the stakes in because there was all rocks back there. So he is where he is. And then I had this armadillo. I had nowhere to put him. Couldn't figure out where. So he's there. No purpose, no reason. It's just a simple shot, trying to group the animals together, you know, to give them some semblance. I wanted a little hard shot with the quartering, the farther. For distance, I'm trying to keep them all most under 20 yards, you know, traditional archery. A lot of guys don't like to shoot it, but one thing I'm going to tell everybody is, look, if it's too close or too far, as long as it's safe, move. This next one I simply love. I got this from a video from the traditional bow hunters of Florida. They did it. It's real simple to do. Get a bucket, marbles, tubing, targets, and you're done. It's real simple. You run the tubing, put the bucket underneath it. Person comes up. You can do it different ways. They drop a marble in it. So once they drop it, they got to run over to the stake, take a shot before that marble hits the bucket. This one, I'm telling you, boys and girls, will make any shoot that much more fun. Next one's called the mountain hunt. And I made this because they always put a target where the mountain goat is, or the ram. And they put different ones, but they had the mountain goat, and I took him out and I repaired him. I cut out his center, I put new inserts, cores in him, great stuffed him, painted him. And they got to stay, and I put them up there, put the ram there, the doll sheep I think it's called, and the Catalina. So you got 3 targets. The stake's actually over here, and you're shooting between this tree and this tree to the target. So if you're a novice archer, you could probably shoot the Catalina. It is quartered. If you're a little better and you want to take chance your luck, you can try to hit the doll sheep, because you might miss and break an arrow like you see some people did. Then I put the mountain goat up there. And you know, I figured a lot of people wouldn't take the shot because if they miss, that arrow's gone. And there's nothing behind that. There's no targets, no nothing for over a couple 100 meters. So nobody's arrow's going that far. So I thought about it and I go, you know what? I want people to enjoy that shot. So that's why I installed the netting behind it. Now the people will probably take that shot on the mountain goat and not be so afraid. But this one, without it, it looks really cool. But with the net, more people will probably take a shot at. Just something else to remember to keep in mind. If you make it all hard, nobody's going to come. People don't want to lose arrows. And how do you make it so you can have a shot for all different levels? And that's what I've been trying to cover on this shoot right here. Next one's real simple, called dinner time. It's a coyote target that wasn't repairable. It was all torn up. But they bought this, the Raven. So Scott actually came up with this. Put the coyote in the ground like he's dead, and the Raven's eating him. It's a real simple shot, but one I like because it's a smaller target, gives you a little bit of a challenge. It's another one of the rare one-shot opportunities on this course. So far, we're only at 2. All right, let's go to the next one. All right, you heard me harping signage, right? So at this point here, we have a target, which you got to go on top of that hill, and there's a target here. So there's another sign that told them another way for all the different pins for open shoots. So I just covered over some painter's tape so it wouldn't damage it. It says, next target's on the right, then go up the hill for the trash can bandit shot. You'll notice right over there, I used a lot of that red danger tape because we have access roads that cut all through this and it can confuse people. So I put that tape out there to help them, and I put the arrows throughout the course to show them which way to go. I've been to many courses, and some you got to be an expert navigator to make it through, because people on the course, they know it by heart. Oh yeah, you go here. But if you've never been there before, how'd you know to go there? So when you do put out your signage, you got to think like somebody that's never been to the course before, all right? That's a big one to me, man. You got to mark those courses so people don't get lost. Nothing ruins a course more for people than getting lost. Here we are in the next one, and once again, another sign. And I put this sign up because I made the foam skull target, and a lot of people weren't shooting it because they didn't think it was a target. Normally they have like a sheep or something behind it, but I put the howling wolf, and I put it, you know, close to the point area, so if they miss, it's not that bad. But also, it gives a background for the skull, so if they miss, hopefully they'll hit the animal. I'll take you in closer, you can see the detail. I love this shot, the creativity that they used on making it. This is a barnstorm from 3 of us. Each of us came up with different parts, and Scott built most of it. All right, up close so you can see a little better. Here's my foam skull. Right? He sits there, he's just hung on with a string. They put like fake barbed wire on it, made out of string. There's a wagon wheel, and we found these. These are the rings for an old horse head, otherwise known as a water barrel. We put them out here. So it's like the old West. You know, it's been abandoned out here. They can come take a shot. And we call this one the Call of the Wild. This is a fun one because you got the challenge before they shot through the fence. I know people are used to it. Move mine off to the side just to change it up just a little bit. On this shot, normally they stand right over here. But we're trad archers. We can shoot from anywhere. So I put it over there so you got to stand next to the bushes and the trees just to change it up a little bit. And I'm going to bring the camera over and show you the trash can bandits. All right, everybody. So you got the one coon standing up, right? If you look to his right, that's actually a foam beer bottle target. To the left is a yellow foam beer bottle target. And to the left of that is a gray foam soup can. Then you'll see the gray raccoon, which is actually brown from Reinhardt. I just painted him gray to break it up. And next to him is a white soda bottle target, a black soup can, a brown soup can, and between the brown soup can and, the brown soda bottle and the gray soup can is a gold soup can. So in this one here, you got the two raccoons, you got 2 beer bottles, 4, 2 soda bottles, 6, plus 3 soup cans. There's 9 targets at this station. So that's pretty cool. You got your big ones and you got your small ones to challenge your skill. This one I call the 3 little pigs because you got 3 little javelinas. Then right off to the right, you can see the coyote trying to sneak around the tree and get them. Now this shot is about 10 yards. You know, we've been keeping around 12, 15 in there, but I want to give one that's really close. One, people don't like shooting because they see all the rocks behind it, so I'm trying to give them a better chance of not breaking an arrow. But this is a cool one. You got 3 different javelinas at different angles. I don't like broadsides, as you can see. I'm trying to make everyone a little bit off. Just to add to the fun of it all. Next one up is called Monkey Business. Group these together because they're animals from Africa. I got the baboon. Again, everybody puts them flat on the ground, but George from Wardokill put it up in a tree. And I like that, so I looked at it and go, you know what? Let's put him up in the air. I have the hyena back there, and then the black one there was all torn up. He's bad. They actually made him into a unicorn. And I just took it off. I found a couple horns, antlers, what do you want to call them? I don't know what it is. Maybe they fall off, maybe they don't. I put him out there. He's not in the best shape, so what are you doing? They're not in the best shape? Put him out farther. Then I stand here and I'm trying to figure out where to put the mosquito. Couldn't figure out where. And then I looked. I go, wonder if he'd fit in there. And there's your shot for the expert. You good? Shoot in there, you know. And here's the best part. If you hit the roof, it's going to deflect down. And behind it, they actually have a thick rubber mat as an arrow stop. So you're not going to lose your arrow. So it's another way to give you a challenging shot, 2 of them. Give you 2 pretty easy shots and mix it up. Got a little theme going here. The baboon's coming down, messing with the hyena. He's all ticked off looking for this. Have them all spinning in a circle like a dog. Next one up is called Monkey Business. Group these together because they're animals from Africa. I got the baboon. Again, everybody puts them flat on the ground, but George from Wardokill put it up in a tree. And I like that, so I looked at it and go, you know what? Let's put him up in the air. I have the hyena back there, and then the black one there was all torn up. He's bad. They actually made him into a unicorn. And I just took it off. I found a couple horns, antlers, what do you want to call them? I don't know what it is. Maybe they fall off, maybe they don't. I put him out there. He's not in the best shape, so what are you doing? They're not in the best shape? Put him out farther. Then I stand here and I'm trying to figure out where to put the mosquito. Couldn't figure out where. And then I looked. I go, wonder if he'd fit in there. And there's your shot for the expert. You good? Shoot in there, you know. And here's the best part. If you hit the roof, it's going to deflect down. And behind it, they actually have a thick rubber mat as an arrow stop. So you're not going to lose your arrow. So it's another way to give you a challenging shot, 2 of them. Give you 2 pretty easy shots and mix it up. Got a little theme going here. The baboon's coming down, messing with the hyena. He's all ticked off looking for this. Have them all spinning in a circle like a dog. This station I call board. Got 3 boars. The first one is the woodland board from Reinhardt, and you can notice to hit them, you're going to shoot between two trees, and I made the 10 ring right on the edge of that tree, so you're going to have to make a good shot to hit him. Now, if you're not that good, we got the quartering boar over there. Easier shot, but he's quartered. And then finally, I got the iron boar. They only had a hole like that for the compounders. I opened them up bigger to give the trad guys a better chance of hitting them. So now you got 3. You got your different difficulty levels. Not a bad shot. To me, they all look like a lot of fun. And the people that have actually shot it already said it was a blast. All right, everybody, this is what I did for this target. The target's actually off over here, and it's actually hard to see. So I put this arrow here, and I made sure that it's different than the rest. The rest of the arrows, white background, red arrow. This is a yellow background with a white arrow. So hopefully it'll kick in their head. This one here I call Chucks de Wood, because it's 2 woodchucks, and I thought they were French. So here we are, 2 woodchucks. Both are in line pretty much. Show you that there's the first one. Then you roll up, and there's the second one. And behind them, a swamp. So maybe they're Cajun woodchucks. This one's pretty cool. I call this Sneaky Pete, and this one has a good story behind it. They thought these were all deer, white-tailed deer. Well, they're actually pronghorns. And I told this one thing, I put this on Facebook, I tried to put them in their actual surroundings, and the guy right back, "You never see pronghorns out in the woods." But dude, you never see a leopard either. But you know, what am I going to do, deforest it? But I wanted this one to go good, and the best part is 1, 2 of them I couldn't find the heads for. So how do you answer that? Real simple. I hid that one behind a tree, so you can't see his head. I got a really good quartering shot right here. I got that one off the side, threw some junk for skilled shooters. This one you got to shoot through a lot of junk. The leopard or jaguar, what do you want to call him? You know, he's out there, he's your longer range shot. And then, between the 2 trees, I have 2 of them. The first one's missing its head, the second one has it. So you can shoot the closer one, or you can shoot the farther one. So this one we got 2, 5, we got 6 targets. I like this setup. When I made this one up, I had a lot of fun with it, trying to figure out, okay, what this would do, what that would do, where this would go, why would I do that? You know, and each one presents a different challenge to it. And this is one of my favorite ones, setting up wise, because I had a ball letting my imagination run wild. This one's pretty simple. I call it the stinky situation. Got a coyote coming up on 2 skunks who are letting them have it. It's a close range shot because they're smaller targets. And again, I'm trying to mix it up. I'm going to give you long range, this range, big size, small size, just trying to mix it up for everybody. This one I thought would be pretty cute looking. Like I said, no such thing as too much signage. This shot I love, creativity. I gave one of my best shot awards made by Scott. It's called Gotta Go. Guys in the outhouse taking a dump, and the grizzly bears rack. Big target, so what did I do? Made about a 28, 30 yard shot. Pretty simple, not much to see here. Keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. On the next shot, this was the alleyway that it was in, but I wanted to put it off to the left by these logs and that. But there's an outside chance that somebody didn't know what he's doing, he hit it, bounce off. It could go back to the bear, because they are separated by maybe 30 yards of wood. You know what, no reason to take chances. So I looked it over here and I found a spot, and I'll take you over to it, because I tell you what, I found the perfect spot for the next setup. All right, this one's called the rat trap. You can see you shoot from the kneeling, it's pretty neat. There's a little natural berm built right here, depressed here. And I look down there and you can see, put an apple, the Reinhardt apple, on the fallen tree. I put the rat on it. There's one bobcat sneaking up behind him, and you got one smaller bobcat coming around the tree off to this side of them. So this one you have 4 targets. I think it's a pretty cool setup. It was inspired by one at Chelsea 3D where they had the rats trying to go up and get the pound cake. So I did something different like that. I was trying to figure out what would be a predator for an oversized nuclear reactive rat, and why not an oversized bobcat and a malnutrition bobcat. So this one I came up with when I was looking at the targets. The first mosquito you're going to see was attacked by a bear, and he actually took the insert and left with it. So I came up with this idea, why not, you know, use what you got. So I'm having them shoot from the bench, but I'll zoom you down in and let you take a look. You got to shoot through one mosquito to hit the other. This target I call big game. The caribou is in really bad shape. So the repair is only going to last maybe a year, but at least I get another year out of it. And then behind it, he was a brown wolf. I painted him gray because I don't like nothing against the Reinhardt and them, but they don't put a whole lot of work into their paint jobs, make them look realistic. And there it is up close. So I figured it'd be cool, shoot the caribou, and then take the shot at the wolf between his legs. And I think if you could do this shot with multiple wolves, like there's a bunch of them, that'd be even better. But they only had really pretty much just one wolf and a bunch of little coyotes. So you know what? You do what you got and you work with what you got. But this one here, I'm real happy with how the caribou came out. I mean, from a distance, he looks awesome. This one's called Gator Trouble. I got two gators, a really bad one, the farther back one, the nice one up front, with a toxic frog and a heron. Now, I also put two other targets out there just for one person, Jeff Krug. The herring I like because I actually took the rebar we used, raised him up in the air so he actually looks like he has legs. Take you in, show you a little closer. There you go. All right, bring you in a little bit more. There's the heron. That gator, he was in bad shape. He's not even one piece anymore. That one's in good shape. So I put that chicken right there in the tree. And then I put that chicken up in the tree. You want to shoot at him and you miss, I think you can say goodbye to that arrow. But this one has shots for everybody. Pretty easy to hit the gator and the toxic frog. Second gator is pretty easy. The heron presents a challenge. The chickens really aren't targets. The brown one does have great stuff injected in them. The gray one doesn't, but they usually stop arrows once or twice. And the Monty Python it, something completely different. Got a horse. I'll put my saddle on it, the one you've seen in the barn. I'll put that on tomorrow morning. And what they got to do is the Parthian shot, so they got to reach around behind them and shoot through the hole in the target. So they hit the bale house, shouldn't lose a target. Got a lot of stuff around it just in case they're not the best shots. But this is just to let you do something, as they say in Monty Python, completely different. This one's called Camp Chaos. I've got the idea from Southside Rod and Gun. They have a really good one. The detailing, they built a beautiful campground. The fire pit's real. They had a frying pan out, a lantern, they had a lot of stuff. So mine's like painting a tribute. Mine takes it to the next level like anything else. We put the tent way off the side so hopefully nobody shoots it. Now there's a lot of little details in this one. We have a bunch of bonus targets too. So you got the first black bear off to your right. He's actually pulling the sheet off. You have the cinnamon bear on top, right? You got a baby bear that you got to shoot under the picnic table to get. You got a brown bear who knocked over the garbage. You got another one with his nose, with a cup stuck on his nose. And you got a black bear eating chickens off the fire. Now, besides all that, there is one beer bottle on top of the picnic table. The potato chip bag is a target. The soup can is a target. The soda bottle on the seat is a target. The soup can underneath, hanging underneath the picnic table is a target. And the Dorito bag out by the garbage is a target. So you got target opportunities galore here. And each one presents a different challenge. I'll take you up and show you some of my targets. All right, everybody, let's show you up close what I did. I actually tried taking an actual potato chip bag, pouring great stuff in it, but something with the foil in it, the stuff wouldn't dry, it just turned back into liquid. So I just simply took a block, put that on the front of it, held it with some Gorilla Tape. My bottles, these are pretty cool. This is a Pepsi bottle, and I'm telling you, when you do silicone molds, look at the detailing. You got the ribs on each one. Just so much detail on that. The cool part, I'm trying to see where it says it. Oh, there it is. It says recycle. This one actually, I left the label on when I made it, and there's an ever so slight impression, so you can actually, when you roll the light on it, you can see the reflection of the word Budweiser on it. So that's a pretty cool one. You know, these are easy. You just set them up, they knock them down. This is a soup can I bought. Made one like that. You know, I used to shoot a lot of soup cans with my rifles. and pistols, so why not with a bow? This is another good one. This is all their big game, or most of their big game. We have the bedded elk, 20-yard shot. The standing elk, they call him Stanley. He's about 40. And then all the way down there at 80 yards is the moose. And what you do is you stand up here. They call this Paul Bunyan's chair. This thing you see here, I'll zoom back and bring it down a little bit. Let you see it. It's actually an axe head. And they'll know the yardage because it tells you right there. But that's there, this is your big long range shot for people who like to stretch it out and shoot big game. This station I made up by just going through the targets, trying to pair things together and stuff like that. I call it bad choice. You got a coyote who's trying to get a porcupine. I'll take you on in and I'll show him to you. Now if you see the porcupine, all I did was spray paint him. And he looks 100 times better than how they sent them to you. You know, sometimes just taking that couple extra minutes and doing little things that really makes a difference. All right, here we are close. And as you can see, I put these, look like quills. They look like quills. Now you see why he made a bad choice. I thought it was pretty cute, just a little addition. You know, I love little things that can add up to big things. This target's called seafood. Put the canoe here. And I want them to shoot this way because now they're going to shoot like forward instead of across their body. You know, a challenge. We have 4 targets. Got 2 beavers that are chewing on the tree. I have a fish way back there. That's what you probably don't know. That's the New York walking carp. It's related to the walking carp from the Mississippi. And most importantly, we have the very rare North American tree turtle. Yeah, he's climbing up the tree. You know, I wanted to put him out in the pond, but that means I got to have somebody with a canoe to go out and get it. A lot more complicated stuff. And what if we don't have the volunteers? So, you know what, I played it safe on this one. But maybe next year if I do it, we'll use the pond. This target, I couldn't fit it anywhere. So I used it where they always have it. It's actually pretty cool. I'm calling it Who Dat. But if you turn here, I'm going to bring my camera around and lower it. And there he is. A little bonus target for you. Right? He's only 5 yards, 6 yards away. Now we're almost at the end, and this is the one I wanted, the one I put in my ads. It's Der Bierschuss, the beer shot. I got this from Chaussee 3D in Austria. It's pretty cool. I made my own beer targets, beer bottle targets. You come up, you can shoot 1 arrow. If you hit the beer bottle, not hit and glance off, you know, hit it. We're gonna have a cooler over here with beer in it, and you get a free beer. If you shoot and miss and you really want a beer, you gotta pay $1, right? And that next to it is the beer target. It's a bear body with a deer head. So let's just play on words. I thought it'd be pretty funny. Put the benches out here because I figure this is where people are gonna kick back and relax. Now some of you might be worried about safety. There's only 2 targets to go, right? So this is at the end. 1 beer is not gonna hurt anybody, but it's a great way, just a little bonus. You know what? It's time we start acting like adults and treating people like adults, in my opinion. Oh, don't serve beer. Dude, I'm a grown man. All right, yeah, not everybody, but 1 beer ain't gonna kill everybody. That's my logic, and you know what, I'm sticking with it. But this one should be a lot of fun for people. This shot I love, from the stake to the mama bear, about 20 yards. But if you look down, you'll see through the brush there's a baby bear. And you see the name here, and you're probably wondering what it is. Think of that song, Baby Shark, right? It's baby bear, do 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 do. Mama bear, do 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 do. Shoot the bears, do 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 do. Sorry for putting the song in your head. But that's what it is. I wanted something silly. With 2 great shots. The baby bear, we'll zoom in, I'll show you. He's not easy, but he can be done. There you go, see mama bear. There's mama. 20-yard shot, really good shot. And there's the baby bear. Yeah, he's a hard one. Last target of the day. Remember, we're talking about signs. Shoot from the stake, get your arrows to the right. And I put a sign over there showing them. Here's the last one. Hard to see, I'll zoom in. We got a fox, another one in front, one behind, and there's 2 sleeping mallards right by their duck house. So they're trying to get them from both sides. In between you is water. Same thing for the one with the bears. There's actually a pool of water there. So we got a stream of water going through here, and you got the lake behind it. So it's a really good shot. And it's also where you would expect to find the ducks. All right, let's zoom you in. Let's zoom you in and try to find them. There you go. Now you can see it all better. Oops, see? There you go, just like that. So you see the gray fox or brown fox to the left, red one to the right, and you can see the two mallards. I'll zoom in on them a little bit. And yes, those mallards are foam, and you can shoot them. And that is the last shot in the event. Signage, most important part of your course. Remember what I said earlier, details, little things can make a huge difference. Scott works at this apartment complex, and these people moved out. They had a koi pond, and they left a metal mermaid, a big heavy one. So he brought it in. Can we use it? I go, I don't know. Sitting here one day, and I go, we used to have a deer over there, but nobody was shooting it because you actually got to walk way around the lake to get it or take the canoe across. So most people didn't want to do that. So I looked and I go, you know what? Let's put the mermaid over there. I'll zoom you in short. How many people see it? I don't know, but it's that little thing, you know? Little things add up. And people go, man, this club cares about what they do because look at the time they put to put this out there. So let me show you our mermaid. There she is. Our little mermaid. She sits out there right on the rock, sun tanning herself here at Thai Yogi Bowman. So after the last target, they're going to walk down this trail, go back, get their free brat and beer, hang out and talk. But I always want to tell them something, right? What's the big thing? Signage. Made this up. Thanks for shooting with us. You see the little cat on the bottom. The name of this place is Thai Yogi Bowman. The Thai was from one of the original founders, actually owned a South American ocelot named Thai. And the other is Yogi Berra. So that tells you he's a baseball player from New York Yankees, for those who don't know. Pretty famous one, known for saying it's not over until it's over. Things like that. He also said I think he said something like it's 90% mental and 40% physical, something like that. They call them yogiisms. So I thought I'd put that on there, and I've been trying to get the club to do it, and I think you should do it too. You got to have, you know, maybe the term mascot. They should put that animal's face on everything that they have, because that people see it and they know just who you are. So there it is. There's a thank you, letting them know that you appreciate them coming to your course. All right, boys and girls, that was a quick tour of the shoot that I did, giving you some background information, things that I thought up. Maybe you can understand what I was trying to get through. I wanted a fun shoot, no scoring. I wanted easy targets, middle targets, challenging targets, and shots they never done before, all different stuff, all right? So thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time with an all-new episode, 3D Archery.